Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong. Welcome to the back office Teardown lab. I need some pigment for some resin casting, and I thought I've got laser printer and it's got toners. Let's pinch some of the black toner because it seems to have plenty of that. So this is the way it goes in. This is the top side, and I can tell that this area here does seem to be possibly the toner area, although it's also clearly got a roller in it, so I've got to be a bit careful. My plan is to just make a small hole and just see if I can steal some toner out this top. I'm going to do a little ginger hole first because I don't want to jam straight in with this bit and remount whatever wheel is running around in there, so I'm going to be a bit careful, but I'm just going to start. Of course, my infallible logic is, even though there's a hole in it, I should be able to cover up the hole with a bit of sellotape. So there's my nicely reamed out hole. So let's see if I can get some toner. Oh yeah, it just pours out. That'll do. Can't believe how that poured out. It just sort of poured out like water. Definitely don't want to breathe that in. And as if by magic, of course, whoa, let's put a lid on that. Don't want that blowing away. So I've got that nice hole there. I'm just going to get a little bit of sticky from somewhere. And here it is. Roll of sticky tape. So that is how, of course, you can confuse your printer into not knowing how much toner it's got left. I'm not sure if it actually has a way of measuring it or if it uses some other means. Probably ought to have a smaller sticker. So if you're trying this at home, be aware that the sticker might come off and ruin your printer. So you decide if it's worth your while or not to do this. And I've got my toner right there. Look at that. Ooh, very fine powder. By the way, this is plain resin. That's the colour that comes out. This is ivory resin, so I want to make my own black resin. Got my own little mixing beaker here. And by the way, I've got a lot of lids with these beakers. These are pretty handy. Well, not these ones, because these have a hole. These are cake pop lids. Don't use those ones. There are some other lids around I've got which don't have a hole for mixing epoxy resin in. So yeah, if you've got loads of these lids, keep hold of them, because yeah, you'll find a use. I got the containers with lids and just didn't need the lids for anything, but since discovered that as a use case for me. Ice cream sticks, by the way, good too. If you go to a craft shop, get the ice cream sticks for mixing stuff. Ah, crap. Yeah, then you can throw them away, not keep them like me. Okay, let's see if we can decant some of this into this pot. So my idea is basically, in fact I'm going to work the other way. My idea is basically to mix some of this with the epoxy resin I've got and getting a fresh ice cream stick. So what I'm going to do, I've got some resin right here. This is the part A resin, so it's actually the resiny part rather than the catalyst. So I'm going to mix this up real good, real fine. And I should be doing this a little bit more scientifically than I am. But the idea is basically I'm going to make up a pot of that resin with a certain amount of that powder already in it, and going to make some sort of test casts with it. And maybe I might just mix up some of the other colours I've got, because you've got different options with a laser printer. You've got yellow, red, blue, and of course black. I'm not keen on this lid. It seems to be leaking. Getting a lot of resiny stuff going on where it shouldn't be these days. So I'm going to fill probably about halfway will be my measure. Should be more than enough resin for a lot of projects. That way. Getting through it now. And then my plan is basically to add this powder. I'm going to do it in a cautious way, so I'm going to use one stick to add it, which is this one, a dry stick, and I'll use the other stick to mix it. So, and I'm going to go through, measure it by, you know, dabs. That's about a centimetre high, that little dab there. And in essence, just going to keep stirring it in till I get something that looks, you know, like a reasonable black. And that may or may not be enough resin, enough toner basically to do that. But I'm hoping toner will do it, because it's, oh crap. No! Damn it. Because it would be a neat way of doing it. Because you can buy these ready-made packs, but you're never going to have the right colour. But you've always got access to sort of toners and stuff, and you can formulate your own blend, and then once you're happy with that, make a whole load of it, or just mix it as you require. Because of course when you buy the colours, they're already permeated into the resin, so one wasn't really enough. So I'm going to go for more, he says. I'm going to go for another 2. 1, 2. Let's see if that'll stay there, boy. It's a bit like a sort of lubrication, I want to say, the toner. Well, that stick feels really slippery. It's obviously just trying to slide over itself there. Now that's looking quite good from my angle. I don't know what it's looking like from you. It's weird. It's kind of... When I pour it, if I drip it off the spatula, it's almost clear, but then when I look at it from my angle and you look at it from yours, it looks black. So it's almost like a piano black at the moment. I'm not too worried about the black settling in a pour, because it's a very quick activating resin. It will just almost, do that instantly, I should think. Just getting the sides there. But yeah, it sort of pours grey. No, you can't see that, but I'm just going to hold it up to the light. But I can't see light through it either. Very weird. Well, from its feel, I feel it can take a bit more anyway. So we've done 3 so far. Let's just go for 5. Yeah. Mixing it all up now. So because this is a casting resin, you can see it's very fine, it's very watery. So you want to make sure when you use it though that it is really mixed in, because you don't want this to clump and block up your mould. That would be a disaster. Right. Yeah, now that's starting to look pretty dark. When you actually drip it now, instead of looking grey, it's starting to look not quite black, but dark. Let's just go for it. Shall we just use all of it? So that's probably another 1, 2, 3, 3.5. I'll call that 4. Another 4 on top. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works. I wonder what pigment is in the actual real deal, the real stuff. But I think that's it. That's black. That's pure black. That's if you were going to sort of pot something, and you buy that, regular military style potting, industrial potting. It's not too dissimilar to that in look and feel. There you go. So, if you are going to be doing some casting, maybe that might be a viable option for you. Certainly a viable option for me. I'm sure, keep an eye on the website or my Twitter. I'm sure the fruits of my labour will be turning up at some point in this rich black, piano black finish. Comments down below, like, share, subscribe, and as ever, thanks for watching.